In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of achievement and external validation. We often find ourselves racing against time, trying to meet deadlines and striving to climb the ladder of success. The hustle and bustle of daily life can sometimes make us forget the importance of slowing down and taking care of our mental and emotional well-being. We strive to be our best selves, often pushing ourselves to the limit. Whether it's working late into the night, pushing our physical boundaries in the gym, or burning the midnight oil to ace an exam, we are constantly in a state of striving. This relentless pursuit can lead to burnout, stress, and a sense of inadequacy when we don't meet our own high standards. But what happens when we stumble or fall short of our own expectations? The weight of disappointment can be heavy, and the voice of self-criticism can be loud. We might find ourselves sitting alone, feeling isolated and defeated, questioning our worth and abilities. These moments of vulnerability are when we need kindness the most. This is where self-compassion comes in, offering a gentler and more supportive approach to navigating life's ups and downs. Self-compassion is not about ignoring our mistakes or failures. It's about acknowledging them with a sense of understanding and patience. It's about giving ourselves the space to heal and grow rather than punishing ourselves for not being perfect. Self-compassion is about extending the same kindness and understanding to ourselves that we would offer to a close friend or loved one. Think about the warmth and support you would give to someone you care about deeply. That same level of empathy and care is what we need to offer ourselves, especially during challenging times. It involves treating ourselves with care, especially during times of difficulty or perceived failure. Simple acts of self-care like wrapping ourselves in a cozy blanket, taking a relaxing bath, or enjoying a quiet moment with a cup of tea can be powerful gestures of self-compassion. These moments remind us that we deserve comfort and peace, even when things aren't going perfectly. Instead of berating ourselves for our mistakes, self-compassion encourages us to acknowledge our imperfections with warmth and acceptance. Looking at ourselves in the mirror with a gentle smile, placing a comforting hand over our heart, or simply taking a deep breath can be small but significant steps towards embracing our humanity. Imagine for a moment that a dear friend is struggling with a setback. How would you respond? You would likely listen to them with empathy, offer a shoulder to cry on, and provide words of encouragement. This compassionate response is what we need to mirror in our own self-talk. Would you criticize them harshly, or would you offer words of comfort and encouragement? Harsh criticism can be damaging, leading to a cycle of self-doubt and negativity. Instead, offering comfort and encouragement can help build resilience and foster a positive mindset. Most likely you would choose the latter, extending compassion and understanding to help them through the tough time. This same approach can be applied to ourselves. By being gentle and supportive, we can navigate our challenges with greater ease and grace. Self-compassion invites us to treat ourselves with the same level of care and concern. It's about recognizing our own needs and responding to them with kindness. This practice can transform our inner dialogue, making it more nurturing and less critical. It's about recognizing that we are all human and therefore imperfect, and that it's okay to make mistakes. Embracing our imperfections allows us to connect more deeply with others, as we realize that everyone has their own struggles and challenges. Instead of being our own harshest critic, self-compassion encourages us to become our own best friend, offering support and encouragement throughout life's journey. By cultivating self-compassion, we can create a more compassionate world, starting with ourselves. This journey to kindness begins within, and its ripple effects can touch every aspect of our lives. Self-compassion is often misunderstood as being soft or weak, but in reality, it takes a great deal of strength and courage to be kind to ourselves, particularly when we feel we've fallen short. It requires us to face our imperfections and vulnerabilities head-on, rather than hiding from them or pretending they don't exist. This act of facing ourselves with kindness is a profound form of bravery. It's easy to offer compassion to others, but when it comes to ourselves, we often resort to self-criticism and judgment. We might think that being hard on ourselves will motivate us to do better, but in reality, it often leads to feelings of inadequacy and despair. This harsh self-criticism can create a cycle of negativity that is hard to break. Think about how you would treat a friend who is going through a difficult time. You would likely listen to them without judgment, offer words of encouragement, and remind them of their strengths and worth. This supportive approach helps them feel understood and valued. Would you berate them for their mistakes or tell them they're not good enough? Likely not. Instead, you would probably help them see their situation from a different perspective, one that is more forgiving and hopeful. You would probably offer a listening ear, words of comfort and reassurance that they are not alone. This kind of support can make a world of difference in how they cope with their challenges. Self-compassion asks us to extend the same kindness and understanding inward. It involves recognizing our own suffering and responding to it with care and concern, rather than ignoring it or exacerbating it with self-criticism. It's about treating ourselves with the same gentleness, empathy, and care that we would offer to someone we love. This means being patient with ourselves when we make mistakes and understanding that we are human and therefore imperfect. This means being mindful of our self-talk and challenging negative or critical thoughts. When we notice these thoughts, we can gently remind ourselves that everyone makes mistakes and that we are deserving of kindness and forgiveness. When we make a mistake, instead of dwelling on it or berating ourselves, self-compassion encourages us to acknowledge it without judgment, learn from it, and move forward. This approach helps us to grow and improve, rather than getting stuck in a cycle of self-blame. It's about recognizing that setbacks are a natural part of life and that they don't define our worth as individuals. Each challenge we face is an opportunity to learn and grow, and self-compassion helps us to navigate these challenges with resilience and grace. Just as we wouldn't abandon a friend in their time of need, self-compassion reminds us to be there for ourselves, offering the same level of support, understanding and encouragement that we would give to those we care about most. By practicing self-compassion, we build a foundation of inner strength and resilience that can carry us through life's ups and downs. It allows us to be more present, more forgiving, and ultimately more at peace with ourselves. Emerging research in the field of psychology has begun to shed light on the profound benefits of self-compassion for our mental, emotional, and even physical well-being. This growing body of evidence suggests that self-compassion is not just a feel-good concept, but a powerful tool for enhancing our overall quality of life. Studies have shown that individuals who practice self-compassion tend to experience lower levels of stress, anxiety, and depression. By treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer a friend, we can create a more supportive inner dialogue that helps to alleviate these negative emotions. Self-compassion helps to regulate our emotions, making us less reactive to life's challenges. When we approach our difficulties with a gentle and forgiving attitude, we are better able to maintain emotional balance and navigate stressful situations with greater ease. When we are kind to ourselves, we are better equipped to handle difficult emotions like fear, sadness, and anger without judgment or self-condemnation. This self-kindness allows us to process and move through these emotions more effectively, rather than getting stuck in a cycle of negativity. This, in turn, can lead to greater emotional resilience and a greater sense of overall well-being. Emotional resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, and self-compassion provides the foundation for this resilience by fostering a more positive and supportive inner environment. Moreover, self-compassion has been linked to increased motivation and a greater likelihood of achieving our goals. When we are kind to ourselves, we are more likely to set realistic and attainable goals and to pursue them with a sense of enthusiasm and determination. When we are kind to ourselves, we are more likely to bounce back from setbacks and persevere in the face of challenges. Self-compassion helps us to view failures and mistakes as opportunities for growth, rather than as reflections of our worth or abilities. Instead of being crippled by fear of failure, self-compassion allows us to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth and learning. This mindset shift can lead to greater personal and professional development as we become more willing to take risks and try new things. Furthermore, self-compassion fosters feelings of connection and belonging. When we are kind to ourselves, we are more likely to extend that kindness to others, creating a ripple effect of compassion and understanding in our relationships. When we are able to accept ourselves, flaws and all, it becomes easier to connect with others authentically and build meaningful relationships. Self-compassion helps us to let go of the need for perfection and to embrace our true selves, which in turn allows us to form deeper and more genuine connections with those around us. We are less likely to engage in social comparison or feel the need to present a perfect image to the world. By cultivating self-compassion, we can develop a healthier and more positive self-image, which can lead to greater overall happiness and fulfillment in our lives. Fortunately, self-compassion is a skill that can be learned and cultivated through consistent practice. Just like any other skill, it takes time, effort, and patience to develop. However, the rewards of a more compassionate relationship with oneself are well worth the investment. One of the simplest yet most effective exercises is to bring awareness to your self-talk. Notice how you speak to yourself throughout the day. Are your thoughts primarily kind and supportive, or are they harsh and critical? If you find that your inner dialogue is dominated by negative self-talk, try to gently challenge those thoughts. Another powerful exercise is to practice mindfulness meditation. Mindfulness involves paying attention to the present moment without judgment. This can help you become more aware of your thoughts and feelings, including those of self-criticism and judgment. When you notice these thoughts arising, try to observe them with curiosity and compassion rather than getting carried away by them. Imagine that you are a compassionate observer, simply noticing your thoughts and feelings without judgment. Journaling can also be a helpful tool for cultivating self-compassion. Take some time each day to write down your thoughts and feelings. When you notice self-critical thoughts, try to reframe them in a more compassionate light.